Okay, one more video on P2, which is similarity statements. And so I ended the last video talking about how do we decide if two figures are similar. And so what we have to decide is that all the angles are the same measure, they're matching angle measures, and then the proportions of the two figures are the same on all sides. Okay, and so if I'm looking at this picture, and I actually drew a picture so it's a little easier to see, okay, the first thing I did on this side is I said, okay, I'm going to have to check to make sure these have the same angle measures. And so to figure out how many total degrees should be in this four-sided figure, I use the formula 180 times n minus 2. So that's 180 times 4 minus 2 for 4 angles. So we end up with 360 degrees total. So inside each one of these figures, I should have 360 degrees. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this second figure right here, and I'm going to say, okay, if I know these are 42, then this would be 360 minus 42, which is 276. So what I'm saying is together, these two angles have to be 276 degrees, and they're the same. And so I'm going to take that 276 and divide by 2, and that's going to give me 138, which is the angles in the other two picture. Right, so you can see this. Well, you can see this on the screen. I don't have to get this close, but you get the idea. So they do indeed match each other in terms of the angles. So then I want to be able to write a similarity statement. So let me just say, okay, let's say we're talking about VS T U, and I want to know what it's similar to. Okay, so I started with 138, which would be one of these obtuse angles over here. And I'm going to one of the smaller angles. So, for example, I start with W. I might go to X, W, X, and then Y, and then Z. Okay, so I might be checking this statement right here. And I didn't put the measurements on here. 11, 11, 11, 11 on this one, and 22 on all of these. And so actually this one's super easy to check because you can really see that if I take 11, 11, 11, 11 and multiply times 2, I'm going to get 22, 22, 22, 22. So this one is quite obviously similar because if I'm looking at this, I would say, okay, well, WXYZ is twice as big, okay? Otherwise, I'd be checking is V is to X the same as T is to U? So is V is to S? So is 11 over WX 22 the same as TU? 11 over YZ 22. And yes, these are the same fraction, right? These are both 1/2. So you can see, you would have to check all the sides because they gave all the sides, but this is kind of how you would check it, okay? So I would say, yes, indeed, these are similar. And then it asked me to complete a similarity statement at the end of this. And so I did this in the wrong, well, not the wrong order, but just a different order than they did it. So they said STUV, STUV. And so I would check this, I would answer this with X, Y, Z, W. So go STUV has to go X, Y, Z, W. So what did I just say? X, Y, Z, W. Okay. And they're not always super obvious. So like I might not know like what multiplies by 6 to get 10, and that's why we do the similarity statements, right? So what I might do is I might check what's 6 or 10 divided by 6, what's 20 divided by 12, what's 30 divided by 18, and make sure they're the same that way. And then if they're not the same, they're not similar. If they are the same, then they are similar, and you're going to be writing that similarity statement. Okay, I hope that helps. This was kind of long, sorry. Let me know if you have any questions.